Luna has been one of the only cryptocurrencies that has consistently performed after the massive drop we saw earlier in the year across the crypto market. So today we're going to take a look at its performance, perform some technical analysis and make some price predictions on where we can expect to see Luna go in the near future. Let's take a look. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another crypto video. Today we're taking a look at Luna, which has been performing very well over the past few weeks. But before we take a look at that, guys, please remember to leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy today's video. It helps me out so much with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe if you want to see more crypto investing, stock market and wealth management content. Make sure you have the bell notifications on as well so you're alerted every time a new video is released. I'd also love to know down in the comments section below your thoughts on Luna and its performance so far this year. But without further ado, let's jump into the computer and get straight into it. Welcome into CoinSpot, guys. If you're looking to purchase any cryptos, there's a link down in the description of this video where you can sign up to CoinSpot and start investing. But here we are, the Terra chart, which is actually the Luna coin, and we can see that over the past few days it has been performing very well. I'll zoom out shortly, but it's worth just pointing out right now we are continuing an upwards trend. As you can see, a flag pattern has formed right there, and within the past few hours has quite literally just broken out. As you can see, top end there and bottom end there. As a result, we are now sitting at $11.16 Australian, which is fantastic. There you go, you can see the little flags formed. It broke through and it is trending upwards to its next target point. So even within the short space of time we're looking at right now, it is performing very well. Now let's zoom out and let's have a look at exactly what's going on from a daily perspective. You can see obviously we experienced our big drop here, but once again Luna is one of the only coins which is consistently performing, and it is getting tighter, and it is in a pattern right now which is a bullish pattern. So that is very good. I'm just going to put in a few key things for you to notice. First of which is I'm going to chuck in our key level right now of resistance, which is actually exactly where we're sitting based on the previous over here. We could probably actually move that up a bit just based on the recent price action that we have seen. Let's just chuck it there. It's sitting at roughly, $11.50 Australian. We're not too far off that at the moment. Now, I'm not going to put in a typical support line. I'm actually going to put in an upwards trend, because that's exactly what we have seen with Luna over, I suppose, the past few weeks. That is, we are continuing in an upwards direction. We're seeing higher highs and lower lows, which is key if we're looking to break out. And as I mentioned, Luna is one of the only coins doing this. Everyone else is trading, sideways in that direction, or they're unfortunately still dipping down. But Luna is not one of those coins, and as you can see just on this basis, it looks like we're going to test this key resistance point sitting at roughly $11.55 very soon. So I'm hoping we see that, and I'm hoping for the sake of Luna and many other cryptos we see that this resistance point is actually breached. If not, what we're going to see is a consolidation back down to the trend line, and likely rest at maybe, the $7.60 to $8 mark before bouncing up again and testing this key resistance point. But let's bring in a few more different indicators that will give us a better of idea of where we are sitting. So first of all, let's bring in our three key moving averages. We're going to bring in our 20-day moving average right there. We're going to bring in our 50-day moving average, chuck that one on red, and we're going to also bring in our 200-day moving average. We'll leave that as purple. As you can see, we're obviously sitting below the 200-day moving average, but we saw something that was really crucial the other day, which we mentioned on the previous video. We saw that there was a golden cross of the 20-day moving average passing above the 50-day moving average. This is also clearly acting as support as well. The 20-day moving average at roughly $9.60 right now, with the price yesterday bouncing off that point and continuing upwards. That's that little flag pattern we've effectively just seen form on the hourly chart. So great news. What I'm really hoping we do see now is that this 20-day moving average continues to move up and hopefully passes or gets up to this point of resistance when, or I should say if, this price action is going through that resistance point. The 200-day moving average might prove to be a bit of resistance, but I think will be relatively alright. What we don't want to see is obviously this 20-day moving average now dip back below the 50-day moving average in this sort of a fashion here. I don't think that will occur, as I mentioned, due to the fact that obviously we are making higher highs and lower lows every single day. So relatively good news on that front. A real key factor for us will be to see this 20-day pass through the 200-day at some stage. I'm hoping it does occur, but obviously there is the possibility we'll get rejected at this resistance point. Let's check out a few more indicators now as well, just to check out the momentum. And actually, first things first, I'd just like to point out the volume here. You can see there has been a reduction in the volume as the price declined, and when the price rises, that's when the volume's coming back in. So you can see that the buyers are really interested in getting involved. But let's bring in the moving average convergence divergence, also known as the MACD. You can see we are only just hitting the positive side right now, with the short-term average crossing or converging above the longer term moving average. So very positive news. We've got real strength right now, and I suppose a number of factors indicating that this point at 11.55 might be breached, and it'll happen within the next few days, or probably within the next day or today if it is going to occur this time. If not, as I mentioned, rejection back down. But that golden cross looking thing there is fantastic news for us. And the last indicator we're going to look at is the RSI, the relative strength index, to see if we're oversold, overbought, or whatever. You can see we're actually over the past few days moved to the higher side. We're currently sitting at 62.80 points. That's still fine. We're still in the 30 to 70 band, so we're not oversold, we're not overbought, but we're moving to that higher end of things. So potentially you might see, if we do incur a spike in the volume, the RSI is going to fall into the overbought category if we do start moving real quick. But hopefully that does not occur, and we just see, I suppose, a nice contained, relatively, I suppose, peaceful breach of this point. So I suppose the key for us in today's video is, what is the price target? Well, the price target is this $11.55 Australian mark. We're going to try breach that. That is key. Where's the next target after that? Well, that will be at our next key point of resistance, which is sitting probably, I'd suggest, roughly at, you'd have a bit of resistance here, I imagine, sitting at roughly, $12, 20 odd cents. Or you can keep going up as well. Here's another good point. If you zoom out, you'll see what I mean. Plenty of price actions occurred here. Probably our next major point of resistance is obviously $13.70 Australian. But keep in mind, in between where our current resistance point is and the next resistance point, we've got that 200-day moving average as well to contend with, which is sitting roughly in there somewhere. So we'll have to pass that first as well. But the target for today's video is, it's not too far from where we're currently from, but it is a breach of the $11.55 mark where our resistance is currently sitting. I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments section below on where you think Luna is headed over the next few days and weeks. And of course, if you did enjoy today's video, please remember to hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see more of this sort of content, consider subscribing and turning on bell notifications so you're alerted every time there's a new crypto, stock, wealth management, or investing video released. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.